y'all. How are y'all doing today or tonight? Oh, let me turn this down real quick. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Sippin N Trippin. I can't remember what episode this is. 37, something like that. I don't remember. But yeah, I hope are y'all ready for the holidays? It's coming up, quickly approaching. Sorry, I usually don't be trying to smoke on here, but y'all already know what it is. But thank y'all for tuning in. If y'all can go ahead and hit that share button, share it with your people. I think it's gonna be a nice, exciting. See, I dressed the part today. Hopefully, y'all feeling nice and sexy today. With my special guest, Miss Black Ivory, Mistress Black Ivory today. Is that too loud? Can y'all hear that? Yeah, I'm excited for this show. Again, like I had said before, I think it's a it's a great conversational piece. It's all about communication with your partner or partners, whatever y'all want to do. But we drinking light today because these holiday seasons, yo, hold on. Oh, she's in. Okay, she's on. So yeah, I'm drinking light today only because this holiday season, yo, they got a sister out here working today. I had a post that I was actually supposed to be posting earlier, and I got so busy that I didn't even get to post it. I think I only shared it on Snapchat. If y'all don't follow me on Snapchat, Stylish Jekka. But yeah, I posted on there like check on your hairstylist friends, y'all, because we like working 48 hours in a day, 8 days a week. I'm like having hair and I don't do coffee, but like for lunch, like yo, after this weekend or after New Year, should I say, I will hopefully get back to my regular craziness. But yeah, are you guys ready for Xmas or Christmas that's coming up? I actually had to do it a little different this year because I was so busy just with everything that's going on. I actually had to do some online shopping. I've never really done like online shopping in regards to Christmas presents. Now I wish I would have like took advantage of like Cyber Monday or whatever the crap. But it is what it was. Most of the presents I have arrived. I think I'm just waiting on like two more that arrive by Friday. Cross your fingers that I get them in. Um because I'm usually one of those shoppers that wants to like touch and feel and I actually think about the gifts that I'm giving people, kinda. I don't just do it just to be like, here, I gave you a gift. I actually put a thought process behind it, of things that they like or into or whatever. I try to pay attention. I try to pay attention a little bit. I know I do a lot of the talking, but I've been trying to pay attention when they actually have a chance to speak. But yeah, it's been a really busy last few weeks. I got the boot thing. He actually came into town 2 weeks ago. So I spent the weekend with him. That was actually like it was weird, but in a great weird kind of a way. He came into town. I thought it was gonna be like a little awkward, but surprisingly it wasn't. It almost felt like we had known each other for longer than we had, and then actually seeing each other face to face and like in person, I thought it was going to be more awkward and it wasn't. So that kind of actually threw me for like a little bit like what. But it actually was a good weekend. It's good vibes. It was better than I expected. So like I know I said it before, like I don't believe in long distance relationships, but I don't know, ladies, like the way this is going right now, like y'all might like want to be a little open to it. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't, but I said, you know what? He's actually showing me more than any of these Chicago dudes are showing me. So I don't know, give it a shot, give it a try if you know you in the dating world and shit like that. Yeah, we had a really great weekend. We went out, to a few bars and clubs and ate. He actually sat through. So if y'all follow me and know my schedule, especially with my boys, like I'm a heavy sports mom, top notch sports mom. You feel me? Well, kinda. I ain't like no team mom and none of that shit. But this man done sat through a tournament with me for my son for like 4 hours. So I was like, I sat there the whole time, just kept looking at him like he gonna get up and be like, man, fuck this shit. Fuck this shit, let's go. But he did it. He actually sat there. He was paying attention. Shit, I think he was paying more attention than I was. I just be looking for my baby. He was paying attention to the whole damn tournament. So yes, he actually came into town and he actually met my children. He actually met my mama too. So if that don't tell you something, I mean, it was a quick like lunch type of meeting. Um, but yeah, so and I did warn them though. I'm like, my mama could be a little mean when you first meet her. You know what I'm saying? But like once you get past that, she's a really nice lady. She's a really nice lady. But yeah. So that's actually going very well. Hopefully he'll be back in town soon. Um, so that's going well. And you know what? I was just telling my producer, like I am a sucker for those Hallmark holiday movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I always watch them, and I'm always like, that's some movie shit. But I'll be in there watching the motherfucking movies. And yo, if this works out the way that I think it's gonna work out, we're gonna have my own movies, but it's gonna be a little ghetto. It's gonna be a little ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a little ghetto. And I actually showed him. So one little quick story. I ain't gonna share too much because I don't want nobody up in his DMs. Okay, but I will share this little story that I think surprised. I don't know if it would surprise a lot of dudes, but it surprised him, which I was actually surprised that it surprised him. Something so simple like we had some beer that you needed to open with a bottle opener. I'm from the hood, you know what I'm saying? So I know how to open the shit. Seatbelt, screwdriver, spatula, like a spoon, whatever, lighter. I can pop the top of a beer thing open. So we're at the hotel, and he's like, "Oh, there's no bottle opener here." And I'm like, "Oh, well, we had the little pinchers to the ice thingy, the ice grabber thing." So I was like, "Oh, give me that." And I popped it open. He was like, "What?" I told him, "I told you I'm a little ghetto. You feel me?" So then we in the car, and he has a beer, and he's like, "Oh, damn, I didn't bring the pinchers." And I said, "Oh, well, just open it with your seatbelt." He's like, "What?" So I said, so we get to a red light. I unbuckle my seatbelt, pop the motherfucker open, and say, "Here you go." But no drinking and driving, people. I don't support that. But I opened the motherfucker. He was just like, "Yo," I'm like, "I told you I'm a little ghetto, just a little bit." But that was just the little story I wanted to share. But yeah, you never know. But yeah, no, we had a great time. I'm excited for when he goes back into town. But then, but I wore this. He already seen this outfit, so I decided to wear this little sexy. I'm into the mood of what we're gonna be talking about tonight. Hopefully, y'all are open to it. Hopefully, y'all got your own questions, or I don't know. I thought I was gonna make some notes about tonight, but we gonna freeball it. Like, well, not literally freeball it, but you know what I'm saying. Like, we gonna just let it do what it do in the conversation. You feel me? Um, but yeah, that's what's been going on for the last 2 weeks. And then it's so funny because like I'm a communicator, as y'all can tell. I'm a talker. So like there's a few of my clients that know my situation and stuff. And everybody after that weekend was like, "So what happened? So what happened?" So, luckily I had good things to say, all good things to say. My kids, really warmed up to him. My mom's working on it, but at least the other day she said hello. So yeah. So, but away from the holidays, we're gonna do Christmas Eve at my house. Then we're gonna head over to my brother's house for Christmas Day. So it's just gonna be another full weekend, and then they're on freaking Christmas break, which I'm a little peeved because technically my thought process throughout the whole year was like, I want you to be in Cancun next week. So if I'm a little grouchy next week, just know that that's the reason, because I technically was supposed to be in Cancun. But these prices for the airlines was ridiculous that I was like, I can't pay that type of money. What's wrong with y'all? And then on top of that, the flights coming back, like we can get to Cancun on a nonstop flight. Cool. But the flights coming back were like 8-hour layovers, 16-hour layovers. I don't know where the hell where. And I'm like, why? And then if you wanted like something shorter with a two, look, I'm gonna be traveling with a 6-year-old. I ain't trying to do no 16-hour layover in Vegas or wherever they were trying to send us. But And then if you wanted like something that had like a shorter layover or even a nonstop flight coming back from there to back to Chicago, it was like an extra $500 a person. That's four of us traveling. I'm not paying no extra 2,000. No, you know what? We just gonna wait till around April or May. If I gotta pull these children out of school for a week, then that's just what's gonna have to happen. Because I'm not trying to pay all that extra money to go to Cancun. I want to go. I'll be seeing all these people going to Cancun, so I'll be a little jealous. But I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I got my passport. We passport ready over here. And I just got my passport, and it was funny from like the difference. They actually laminate that first card with your picture on it. That didn't come like that before. I wonder why they're doing it now. All these people making fake passports. I wonder if those work. They have to. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Ugh. But um New Year's, and I have no idea what I'm doing for New Year's. I'm assuming I'm gonna be with my family. I would like to be with my family. Um, he might be coming into town that weekend. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe. But I don't know. I really don't have no big plans for New Year's. But you never know. Shit changes with me on a day to day basis. Whatever. But yeah. So I actually what else was I gonna say? I was gonna say something else, and it's completely my mind. Oh, I don't know. I'll think about it later. It'll come to me later. But I think I'm gonna bring my guest on because there's a lot I think that she's gonna like bring out, and hopefully y'all got some questions. So I'm going to bring on Miss Mistress. I'm a Mistress or just Mistress Black Ivory. She's a virtual, so we're gonna bring her on. Oh,
Hello, hello, hello.
cause
Can you
she's a
hear
little
me?
hot. Okay.
Hi, child. Hi, child.
How are you
I'm
doing?
good. How are you doing this
I'm good. I
evening?
am so happy that you were able to make it back
Ooh, it
because
was a
you
close
over here
call.
catching flights.
It was a
You
close
mean?
call. It was a close call. I really thought my Uber driver was gonna be in on the conversation.
That would have been a nice conversation to have. Like, oh, he might have been like, "Girl, I'm getting off the clock. Let me finish listening to this conversation."
Oh yeah, it was fun. It was a good travel back. So I'm no complaints, no
I
complaints.
seen your outfit off of your. I was like,
Oh yes, yes, yes for the event. Yeah, it was. Hey, you got to be strapped up.
I said, oh, okay. So, what do you prefer, mistress? What do you prefer to be called?
My preference is mistress. However, Black Ivy works. Whatever is
Black
comfortable to you.
Miss
I am
Ivory,
open. Black is fine.
Mistress.
Anything but out my name, I'm cool with that. So
You
I'm
know,
good.
I feel that. Don't worry.
Okay.
So, how can I ask? Like, how did the mistress? How did that all start? I'm so curious. I'm
Woo.
gonna ask her all these
No,
questions.
no, that's a good question. It actually started about 15 years ago.
Oh, okay.
I know. Whew, honey child, don't look. Don't let me get my age. And I'm old. I'm seasoned. I'm seasoned.
I was about to say, don't say you old. We seasoned, okay? 'Cause I got
Uh,
called old the other day, and I said my neck went. I almost tweaked out on somebody. What?
oh no, yes, very seasoned. I am seasoned. But about 15 years ago, it actually happened by happenstance. Some a gentleman didn't know my name. I was out at an event. At that time I was not performing, but I was very interested in performing. So I was trying to, rub elbows and make those networks happen.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually didn't know who I was. And someone actually gave him my government name, and I told him he didn't have permission to use my government name. And he's like,
Okay.
well, then I guess I'll have to just call you mistress. I was like, oh, yes, I like
You know what? I love when those things happen like that. Like, I,
and he called me that for quite a few years, and it was like, I'm just gonna let that be. That's who I am. And I just started walking into that energy because I just felt like it was me. And even though it was not intentional to be Christian, that hey, I will take it. I will take it.
you know what? That's how Just the Best came about. Okay, and I did not give myself that name. That name was actually given to me by a friend, And I said, you know what? I like how that
How it
sounds.
sounds, right? I like saying
So
it just feels like me, you know. So I'll take it. I'll take
right.
it.
They're like, man, because I be moving here and doing hair. They're like, oh my God, Jess, you're the best. Jess, you're the best. And then you hanging out and you do favors for people and they're like, oh my God, Jess, you're the best. And then Opo's like, Jess
Yeah,
the best. I'm like,
it's stuck. It's stuck.
that's what it
I
is.
like when it has a good names have a good feeling that you can walk in and kind of be proud of and be like, yes, this is me. This is
Yeah,
me.
until you get the stupids that be like, when are you best at?
Well, you know, you're always
And I'm
gonna get
pretty sure you get that.
look.
And
I posted a picture yesterday. Because I don't often post things to my story.
okay.
And it was just a picture, you know, my sister took a picture of me, no big deal. It was just something fun. And it really kind of showed me sometimes the bit of the immaturity of people. And it's like, you're how old?
Mhm.
And I try not to look down on people, but sometimes it catches me off guard to acknowledge that sometimes when people are older than you, that they are not mentally older than you.
Mhm.
And it's like, you can't be in my inbox asking me to go out, asking me to go out on a date, yet all your conversation is, oh, that fat ass. You know, it's like, oh, that's not attractive. That is
No.
not attractive because, you know, for
No.
one, as a female, I sit on my ass all day. I don't look at it, so it's not an eye catcher for
Mhm.
myself.
I tell motherfuckers all day, but like, no, they're like, "Ooh, is your ass fat?" No, it's flat. I
It's
just know
like,
it's
come
flat.
on. It's like, you know, okay, it it it's a highlight for you, but I need a little more stimuli than you talking about my ass. I mean, yes, okay, it's got a nice shape. Okay, that's great. But what else? What else can you come with?
You
Because
know
that
what? I
says
have those same feelings. So I said, so I've said this in past episodes where, like, you're in that dating world, right?
yes.
And then after a conversation which you think is going very well, then the
Mm-hmm.
motherfucker will send you a unsolicited pic.
Whew.
And then it was just like, oh, you had to kill the whole conversation. Like, you
Yeah.
didn't even build up to the motherfucker. You just said, wow, and just sent me a picture. And
Right.
it's like, don't get
Right.
me wrong, I'm a look,
You know,
you know,
well,
but if it's unsolicited,
if it's yes, if it's unsolicited, and then on top of that, if it's not an eye candy, it's not an eye piece. It's like, do you want me to be nice to you still?
look,
Or do you want me to be mistress? Because mistress is gonna say what the hell, you know?
so like, is a mistress almost like, because there's a difference between like a mistress and dominatrix type of.
Yes, yeah. It is for myself personally. It is separate.
Okay,
Um, for me, mistress is just my title is just like Miss, Mister, you know,
right.
that kind of a thing. Um, when I go into playtime, some
I
of my
like that one.
clients
Let's just say
use that
that.
as
Mhm.
their title, as their respect to me. But I'm a central dominatrix, so
Okay.
it's like I'm not that hardcore rah rah rah. I'm gonna beat that ass. I'm gonna beat the ass, but it's going to be because I want to, and you're going to do it because you want me to want you to,
You
you know.
want to,
So
not to, you want to do it.
right, it's like I won't say motherly because that's really not it at all, but it is that gentle. Like, I'm gonna talk to you like you want me to spank that ass, don't you?
Right. I
So
think it's that more sensual part.
yes, it's because I always want a loving energy returned to me.
Mhm.
So if I give that out, even if it's in you're about to go cook me dinner right now. Thank you, right? I know.
Mhm.
I know you want to do that, right?
I
You
might have to. Where's it?
know. Well, because I'm a firm believer in that you catch a lot more good energy, positive energy when you give it out.
Mhm.
And nothing wrong with the other paid style of dominant individuals.
Right.
However,
Everybody has their own styles
right.
of
Because
thing.
someone that is looking for that dominant, very hardcore dominant person, they're not going to get that from me. So I would not necessarily be a turn on or attractive to them.
Right.
So, you know, there's somebody for everybody, and I'm a believer in finding who is my good energy. So
Right. Yeah,
those
because I've a long time ago I had a dude that was just like, I want you to smack me. I'm like,
Right. Now,
so
I'm
I
not saying that I'm not into those types of kinks, however, because I am,
right,
but my delivery may be a little bit different than you're expecting it to
right.
be, you know.
Yeah, I was like, no, because if you think you're gonna smack me back, we gonna fight. I am not into
that that is the
that.
conversation of consent. That is
Yeah.
the contracts of looking forward to what it is that you're actually wanting to experience. Because mine is delivery, not receivable. So I don't
Mhm,
receive anything from you, but I do give out, you know.
mhm.
So
And I mean, there's so many levels and so many avenues.
oh, most certainly. Well,
And
that's the whole point of really the conversation about what it is a person is looking for, because you could be thinking they're asking for something one way, and that's really not where they're going with it. So definitely the conversation, the writing out your scenes, what is it that you're both looking to get from it, because each
right,
person has to receive something. Even myself, as the deliverer of the goods,
the
it
good.
I have to get something out of it, because I want to be able to play with you again. I
Right.
want you back in my sandbox. I want to be able to say, hey, your last appointment was great, let's book again. So
Mhm.
but if it's a turn off, then I don't want you back in my space.
Right.
So
I do the same thing, but it's with hair.
yes, no,
It's the
exactly,
same thing.
exactly.
I had a client like that today. She got like, well, I don't know, just do whatever you want. No, no, no.
No, no,
No, no, no.
right, because there's no refunds.
Right. And at the
You're
end of the
gonna
day,
get what
like
you want.
for me, and it's almost similar to you, it's like when you walk out this door, I want you to feel good
Yes, yes. I mean,
about
because
us,
a lot
about
of what we
you.
do, our industry is a service industry, so everything is word of mouth. So if someone's talking bad about the service that we provide, that doesn't bode good for business. So
Mm.
we have to, in our best of our abilities, give you what you want. So if you can't tell us what you want, that means you need to come back and tell us
Communicate.
what you
The
want.
word of the night is going to be communication.
Communication, yes. I mean,
Communication.
I know people get that into that mindset. Well, I'm tired of talking. I'm tired of talking. They should know what I want. Well, no, they
No,
don't. We're
I'm
not
not a
mind
mind reader.
readers. So you have to tell us what you want. And if you do not know how to portray that, there's a multitude of ways you can do it, whether it's through movies, through books, I mean, through whatever. I mean, trust me, porn, even though I'm not an advocate of using porn as your instrument to play, you get a lot of ideas
Hmm.
from it.
Right.
We may not be able to perform all of the acts that are out
Hell
there,
no.
but
Hell
look,
no. 'Cause I remember one time he was
guys,
like, I want to do that. I was like, bitch, I gotta breathe. I can do that.
breathing
I
is a
was
good
fucking
thing.
start
Breathing is a
circling,
good
pass
thing.
the fuck out. Hell no.
Well, I mean, that's the whole point of improvising. I mean, it's like you have to have a starting point.
Right.
And if you can get to that point where you're comfortable talking about what your interest or what your kink is,
Hmm.
that's gold right there. Because
Oh
so
yeah.
many people think that it's still taboo. And it's like,
And
no.
that's what. Then this is why I was so excited for this conversation.
Mhm.
Like, no, I've seen you at a few events,
Yes.
and I've been looking at the table like, I'll be back, yo. And then I get too drunk, and then I'd be out in my own little world. But I was like, but see, like, so backtrack me about 15 years ago.
Mhm.
I used to work for a company. What the hell was their name? Surprise parties.
Oh,
So we
okay.
would do at home,
Yes. Yes.
I called it romance
Yes.
things,
Yeah, like passion
So
party.
it was
Right.
more
Yeah.
like, lotions, toys,
Mhm.
lingerie. So I just try to focus more on like just trying to spice up
Yes. You
your
have
relationship.
to.
I'm not trying to replace your man.
No,
We just
not at
trying to
all.
spice it up
No.
or
Yes.
give you a way to communicate if
Hmm.
that conversation is dead.
Well,
But
of
then I
course.
got out of it. I sometimes part of me be like, I wish we went back.
Mm.
I had a
You
great
know,
time doing it.
um, I don't do the passion parties or summer parties, whatever the names are that are out there, bedroom candy,
Yeah,
all
I
the
don't.
names that are out there right now. I'm a private vendor.
Hmm.
I do my own wholesaling, all the things individually.
Oh
Like
yeah, I was on your website.
working for myself. I don't want to work under somebody. So
You got to
um,
put your website out there because I was on
yes,
your
yes,
website going,
please do, please do. Um, so my thing is so many of those individual companies are focused on the female, which that's great. Usually the female is usually the one who instigates and puts things out there, tells her
Here we go. That's the
what
website,
she
please,
wants,
people.
um but I focus mine on the couple. I want the couples to come to the party because his interest may be something to get her to think outside of her comfort box. So if we can meet somewhere in the middle for both of them, that's my elevation, and my gift to them is helping them to get to their next level of pleasure. you know so when people book, they're very surprised that
I want to get that on the shirt. Next level of pleasure.
hey,
Shirt.
it's like they are surprised that I want them to do their party as a couple. They're like, but the guys are gonna. I said, when the guys come, they make the parties fun. The guys, I love having the parties for the guys because they want to play with everything, but they play with things in a different way than a female would, and it's like it makes you really think outside of the box, and I absolutely love that.
You got to be open to that.
Man, really, because believe it or not, guys, yes, guys tend to be big kids, but they know how to have fun.
Right.
And it helps you to relax. It helps you to be
Mhm.
more comfortable in your sensuality. And I'm an advocate for it. So yes.
Yes.
So
But then
when
I think part of it is also for women is to like really figure out what you do like.
yes,
Because
yes,
I think a lot of women just base it on like, well, they were just only basing on what they've only received from men.
exactly.
So
Well,
like,
because
oh, well, this guy did that and that felt good, so I think I like that. And then vice versa to the next man or
mhm,
whatever, and they
mhm,
don't know.
mhm,
So I
mhm.
feel like if you as a woman figure out what you like and what you're comfortable with and are open,
Well, but that leaves the need for
right.
experimentation. And that means sometimes you have to spend a little to get a lot,
Mhm.
and the beauty of having those home parties, things like that, is that you can try before you buy. You can kind of get a feel of what you're taking home, rather than sometimes in the larger stores where you can't open things all the time.
Right.
Um, so, but really coming to those parties with like you said, with an open mind, um, willing to experiment with just about anything and everything that they bring out,
Hmm.
because you never know that one item might be your next level.
That might be your game
I
changer,
mean,
baby.
for real. I mean, it
Okay.
could be. I mean, I remember when like the good head gel came out and things like that, when the sloppy toppies were coming about, everybody was doing their thing, right?
Mhm.
But there were still so many ladies that were afraid to even try.
Yes.
And it's like, trust me, if you just give it
Or
a little
how
bit
or
of
what.
effort, it will turn you on because of the power that you receive with their gift of wanting you to do it.
Hmm.
So it's
I
like when they
agree.
when they want you to go down, girl, that means you doing something good.
Right.
you
Just
know,
don't
it's
go.
like bringing
Don't do
pleasure.
that, man.
None of
Don't do
that.
that.
None of
Do
that.
not do
None
that.
of that. No. We don't do the forceful play. No, no.
Don't do that.
Let if I'm gonna gag, let me gag on my own gag. You know what I'm saying? It's like if I'm gonna
Right.
do this,
Don't
let me do
do
it my
that. You can put your fingertips on my hair,
way.
but
Yeah. If, I'm okay with the shoulder padding. They're like, keep it going,
yeah,
but don't
you
push my
get the
head.
signals.
You'll be out the game. You'll be out the game.
No, but I think that all comes for like communication.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know what I mean? I like I said, that's the word of the night: communication, and being
Well,
able, not
being
just verbally, but like if your man's doing something that you do enjoy, make sure that he knows that like, oh,
yes,
because it's gonna send a signal like, oh, she like that
definitely.
shit.
Yes, you have to do all those verbal and nonverbal cues. I mean, whether it's moaning, whether it's like slinching your legs together, be like, oh yes, oh that was a good one.
Legs are closed.
That was a good one. I mean, caressing their face. I mean, I'm a beard person, so when my gentlemen have their beards, I'm like, come here,
Mhm.
yes, come to mama.
Right. Communication is key. Yes, communication is key, Melissa. But I think like okay, so I work in a hair salon, of course,
Okay.
and it's so funny because a lot of my clients are older women,
Mm-hmm.
like
Hmm.
I mean in their 70s, 80s, and 90s, Melissa.
Okay.
And I get so like I almost get a little like I turn red. I think I'm starting to blush now when they start like asking me questions, and I'm just like, and one lady was like, I don't know, somebody has sent me, this was, man, almost like, I want to say this was even before my last baby daddy. So this was like 10 years ago.
Okay.
And I got an unsolicited pic and I said, oh my God. She's like, well, let me see. I'm like, oh, you ladies want to see? They're like, yes. And when I tell you they in their 70s, I'm like,
Yes.
trust
Yes.
me, here, you can go. I don't care. That's not my man. Here, y'all could go ahead and see. You
Look.
understand? These old ladies are like, hold on, let me go get my glasses. They
Look.
went and got
We gotta
their
make sure we can see
glasses.
that, right?
Look, they went and got their glasses. They looking and they're like, and one lady, she has a much smaller mouth, like
Mm-hmm.
she can't really
Hmm.
open wide.
Okay.
And she was like, how do you even fit that in your mouth? Look, it's only. I go, well, she had a husband. I'm like, well, hopefully your husband's fit is in there.
Right. Well, and if it doesn't, we can
And
remove that
wait, and
too.
I was astounded to say that she was just like, I've never done that to him.
Wow.
And they've been
Wow.
married for like 50 years. I'm
Oh
like,
my gosh.
but you got to think, like, you think 60 years ago.
Right. Right. Yeah. It was not a thing. It was not. It was, but it wasn't like a
That
hot
was it
topic.
was, those ladies were the ladies who did that worked in the houses,
Right.
or
Yes. Yes. They,
brothels.
they
That's the
they're in
thing
the
I'm thinking
brothels.
of. The
Yeah.
brothels.
Definitely. Yeah. But you know, I think.
But I told her, go home and try that shit.
Right. Well, hey, to see if he even would be interested in it because they'll be surprised. But don't give them the heart attack now, y'all. Don't. I'm not condoning
I
heart
know.
attacks. I'm not condoning heart attacks.
I
Ever.
would be, and so because I was younger, right? And I was just like, and then I would look at the ladies like, y'all don't do that to your man. They're like,
No.
and I'm just like, that made me say, wow. They're
Well,
like, well, what do you
what
do?
do you do? And that's my question. It's like, well, so what is your go-to thing? Like, and unfortunately a lot of them do say, it's just missionary. They're just there,
Yeah,
and that's that is so heartbreaking for me because there's so much energy to be exchanged, and it's like if you can get them to do one thing different, just even if it's just getting on top, doing
right.
writing, or even turning the lights on. I mean, like there's so many people that have their
And
intimate
then,
time in
and
the
to me, like
dark.
that's such a simple thing.
It's so simple.
And it's also for a woman to feel comfortable with herself, because I
Yes,
think a lot of women
yes.
turn the lights off because they I don't want them to see.
Just
Bitch, I don't give a fuck if you a big motherfucker, fupa, no fupa, you got big tits, no tits, little ass. Look, when that
hey,
man talks to you,
yes,
he
yes.
knows everything he's getting himself
He's
into.
interested in your beauty, regardless of how you view it. I mean, because we're so critical on ourselves, and it's hard to sometimes get out of our own heads
Yes.
to really enjoy that time. But I'm telling you,
And same thing for men, though. For men, like men, we know, like if you got a belly, let the
right,
motherfucker hang the fuck out. Okay? Like
right,
we
right.
know when we're talking to you, we know,
We know what you. We know, yes. I
you
mean, because
know,
we spend a lot of time. I think sometimes women spend more time
yeah,
with visualization
yeah,
of the guy that they're interested in. So even if you have a small penis, or I mean, may have a nice size, but maybe your out of your belly is kind of big, or your arms are not nice and
formed.
cut or whatever. It's like we've already pictured what we're gonna get. We've already unwrapped the package without physically unwrapping the package,
Yes.
And if we're still willing to go out with you, still willing to make that energy exchange with you, trust me, We don't care what the package really looks like as long as the package works, you know?
What they say, the motion in the ocean.
Hey, you know, and
And but and then some people think that some there's a stigma where some people think like, oh, you got a bigger package
right,
per se that is better, and it's like no, because
no,
that's not fucking comfortable neither. You feel me? Like, and not all the women are made differently,
yes,
and
yes. I
it's
mean,
it's not just
right,
it's the
right.
whole the foreplay before,
Everything. It's the
between,
mental.
after.
It's yes. There's so many elements that go into getting to the point of sex. There's so many elements. Um, but I think when it comes to like your physical attributes, you don't have to have a large penis. You don't have to have a big boobs. You don't. I mean, there's some things that are. Uh, how did the comedian say when you're laying down you're all the same size, so it's like
We are the same height.
all the same height. But it's like, if you know how to utilize the gift of your equipment, you
Right.
know whether it's your mouth, whether it's your fingers, whether it's your actual
All of
genitals.
it.
I
And if you
mean,
can use them all at the same
if
time,
you
I
can,
mean,
I mean, there are some that are more coordinated than others, but
yeah,
I'm
and
willing
it's
to
like
work with
I
you.
would say like your love language. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Like if that
yes,
person tunes into your love language,
man. I tell
that
you,
brings you from here to here without even any penetration.
right, truly, truly. I was telling one of my partners that, because him and I have not yet experienced tantric sex together.
Mm.
So I mean, we've done a lot of things, but that's the one thing that we've been kind of like putting off, and I feel that it's more or less because um, we know that once that happens, it's going to be a real connection, and we're going to have to figure some shit out, right? So it's going to really take us to the next level.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, let's just hold off on that. But I've been talking more about it because I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'm getting more seasoned, and
Hmm.
I'm really ready to kind of pick a partner that I'm ready to settle down with, like more for long term. And I'm just like, okay, so this is gonna be the make it or break it thing. So we got to do this. We got to do
Girl,
this too.
look, I didn't went there already. I have not went there already, but like I don't know if you didn't follow before. I'm in a relationship now
Mm-hmm.
with a gentleman that came out of the fucking blue. That I don't believe in long distance.
Okay.
He's an older gentleman. I've never dated older. I don't. At that point, I was like, I don't believe in no long distance relationship.
Right.
Any motherfucker that's gonna want to pull up on a motherfucker. And when I tell you, after when he came, and I'm not gonna put on because I know some of my family watching this shit.
Right. 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 Yeah.
It's like he got me to the point like if I'm feeling some type of way, like I'm crazy, where I'd be like, look, I will fucking drive 8 hours
Hey,
just to pull up on a motherfucker and check some shit,
shit better be right.
and then check that shit and jump my ass right back in the car and drive the fucking 8 hours right the fuck back. I won't even stay the week. I just be like, look, let me just check it.
I love it. I love it.
And
Hey.
if you would have asked me 2 months ago, would I be in this position? I'd have been like,
Right.
shut the fuck
Hell
up.
no. Hell no.
And now I'm like, why ain't you answering your phone, motherfucker?
Look. 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 I
Look.
know. I know. There's some, like I said, when you have some energy
And
exchanges with
when
people.
you have that energy exchange without even words being spoken of it,
Yeah.
it's like this man done spoke my love language without me even
Without you, guiding him to that.
nothing. It's like he just knew, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, and I was a little mad because I'm like, wait, you ain't supposed to know all of that yet.
Right. Exactly. 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 But sometimes you find
Sometimes I
things
swear,
when
I was just
when
telling
you're
my
not
girlfriend, like,
expecting.
I feel like me and him have been together maybe in a past life or some shit because he shouldn't have known all of that shit without me telling him all of that shit. And it's just like, look, I'm getting hot now.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
No, but it's just like you ain't supposed to know all of that shit. So I'm a little mad because I'd be like, stop it.
But he feels you. He feels you, and that's a beautiful thing. That is not a bad
That's
thing.
that's the crazy part though. That's when the crazy come out though. You feel me?
Well, it does. It's because it's like you're experiencing something with someone that was not planned,
Mm-mm,
and it's the unexpected that heightens
not
that
at
sense
all.
of connection. And
Right.
I'm all for it. I'm
Me
all for it if
too.
you can find that with someone. It's not always that happens. Because like I said, I've been with one of my partners for almost 13 years now, and it's like, whew, I tell you, I look, I don't look good in orange, but I will wear some orange for that one. Okay, so I'm just like,
Okay.
ain't nobody taking this one. The other ones, they still got some time. They got
That's when
some
that's when you know it's special. Cause like that motherfucker be like, go home after the show.
like, dang, you
Okay.
know.
Okay. But okay, so
Oh, I
like
tell you,
not
even.
to steer away from that just for a moment. Do
Mhm.
you get any kind of negative, in regards to the mistress and
Mhm.
things that you do? Do you get like a lot of negative comments or energy coming your way from women or men?
You know,
That's
I get more of it from. I get more negativity from females.
really
Typically, it's because I'm usually introduced to them by their gentleman. And
okay.
so it's like that awkward moment where they
Who's
want
this
to know.
bitch?
Yeah,
Who's this
exactly.
bitch?
Exactly. And it's like, no, trust you me. I don't want your man. He's got a lot of work. So you give him. But it's more or less like what does she have that I don't? And it's like I don't have anything that you don't. You just haven't tapped into yours yet. you
Right.
know and it's an awesome thing when your guy can tell you, hey, I have somebody I want you to talk to, because he's told me some things, and it's
Mhm.
not bad things, but it's just things that he would like for you to try different. And so if he's had the confidence enough to trust me with that information, I'm going to share it with you as his woman, because I want you all to stay together, you know
Right.
and because it's typically when a guy comes up to me and wants me to talk to their lady, it's because they're trying not to step out.
Right.
So they're like,
I think I would respect a man way more
yes.
for him to have that conversation, whether it's with her, with
Hmm.
you bringing it to
Hmm.
her.
Hmm.
And I think once they have, for some women to be like, I'm good, I'm
I,
good.
and that's the kicker. And I always tell my go-to phrase is, if you're good, he wouldn't be coming to me.
Right.
And I don't mean that with any offense to anybody, and
Like
somebody
no
will take
disrespect,
offense to that.
you know.
But if he's asking, something's lacking. And I just leave
True.
it at that. Now you can take it and run with it, or you can push it under the rug and forget it.
Or
But I
you can
tell
come and find out,
you, oh
honey.
yeah, and that's what they. But a lot of, like I said, a lot of my educational classes are couples, because you
Mhm.
know what, you're not in a relationship by yourself.
Right.
So I don't want you to come and learn something and then you can't tell him exactly what you learned, or you can't tell her exactly what you learned. So if you both come, you both get to meet all together at the same time, nobody can walk away confused,
Right.
or thinking, oh, you're just doing
Or
that.
misconstrue your information, and be like, well, she said.
Right, right. Well, and it's like, I'm okay with talking to couples separately. I'm Because sometimes there needs to be that comfortability of getting it out without being, or
Judged.
without feeling like you are going to hurt someone's feelings.
Right.
Um, so when I talk to them together, it's not, well, so and said this, so and so said that. It's more or less, okay, so these are the concerns. So
So
how
do they get naked and stuff in front of you and start like playing and stuff, or
Well,
what?
it
Like
it
how does
depends
this
on
work?
the class. It depends on the class. If it's the one-on-one, it's really really focused on certain things. Whether it is trying to revamp new toy play, because we all have those toys that are now collecting dust, because I've had them forever. There's nothing more I can do with them.
Mm-hmm.
But I am an avid investigator. I talk to the manufacturers of the companies, and I take courses that teach me how to use the toys outside of the manufacturer's label.
Okay.
So we can revamp those toys. We can dust those old things off and find new ways
Mm-hmm.
to use them to pleasure each other. So sometimes that there are those type of classes, the one-on-ones, and we also do intimate one-on-ones where it's teaching couples how to do different positions, or if you or one of your partners has a problem with their genitalia,
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure out what toys that they can use that will help assist with the
Mm-hmm.
dysfunction, um, or help one couple reach the pleasure that they're trying to reach. Because I mean, like I said, sometimes there are, if you are a penis owner, your size, your length doesn't always reach the places that your partner needs them to reach.
Right.
um, but there's apparatuses for that, there's toys for that, there's other positions for that.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's what I teach. If you want to learn how to make your partner squirt, there's things I teach those one-on-one classes as well. I try not to teach those types of classes as a group. I've tried it before as a group. It works, but it people don't get as relaxed as they need to
No,
when
I
they're
can see. I can see that.
you
Cause I'm
know.
nosy. I'd be like, "What's going on over there?" Maybe we good, but let me see what's going on.
Right, right,
You
right,
doing
right,
it
right.
wrong,
Yeah,
girl.
you get a little distracted.
Put your leg over here. Put your leg this way.
Right.
Let me help you out. Hold on, I got you.
Oh my
I'm a
goodness.
helper.
So, but the next class that we're going to have coming up in 23 is going to be intimate touch class. So I have recently became a clinical massage therapist. So I'm now licensed in the state of Illinois. So it is going to be couples communication with your
Okay.
hands, a hands communication. So I'm going to be teaching them some different touch skills that they can use to help them communicate on
And
date night.
men, little do men know. Like I don't know if they know that. Like foreplay begins like in the morning when you wake up.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
When you wake up in the morning, the way
As
you
soon as
touch
you
your
the first
woman.
breath you take, it starts. It's like game on, really, because you
That's where
have
and it's a build up.
it is, and it can be broken down so easily, which is so sad.
Right.
A frustration, a text that you forgot to do such and such, and so
Yeah.
it's like you have
Look,
to keep
I had a client um who, she's separated now.
starting.
She was so like type A, everything had to be like this. Like she had to stick up her booty. You feel me? And so I told her, I'm like, I don't know how to say this in the most nicest way. Bitch, you need to get dick down good.
Right.
Like,
You relax.
look. And so they separated, whatever. And then she ran into a gentleman, that she was not expecting.
Okay.
And when I tell you this motherfucker came in this bitch and I said, wait,
He had to keep it
hold on, something's different. And she was like, "What? Nothing's that, because she hadn't told me what happened." And I said, "Nah, your energy your energy is so different. You done left the stick somewhere. What happened to the stick?" And
Okay.
she started dying, and then she told me the whole story about her meeting this man who pleasured her
Yes. Yes.
that she's never felt before. And she was just
Right.
like, "I never knew." And she's in her mid-40s.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I was just like, I'm like, so like this is what sex can be, just not your wifey duties and you're like a starfish just
You're
laying
just there.
there.
Right. You're just there. But unfortunately, so many people are just there. I mean, even when you think about men, it's just an act. There's no emotional connection. It's
No.
just, okay, I got 20 pumps in me. That's all I got, take it or leave it. I mean, seriously, some people don't know their stroke number, but
Right.
if you know your stroke number, you're good, because then you can make that number higher.
Right. Or make them motherfucking 20 pumps count,
Say,
God damn it.
you're not making that number higher. Let me know. That's
You
what I do.
know,
That's what I
you
do.
get the number higher, but if that's all you got, you better
And
make
that's
the motherfuckers count.
right, for real.
Feel me?
Yeah. So if your number's low, you have to become a multitasker. You have to
Okay.
become a multitasker.
I like a man that can, like, wait, how many arms do you have,
Okay.
man?
Hey, you never know. You never know.
Hey, look. No, but I think like the kink, what do you say, kink, the kink world.
Mhm, mhm.
When somebody hears kink, they like, especially for women, or like, and then for men, it's almost kind of like they hear kink and it's like, ugh, like that old dirty, like. And this is like, no, 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 like kink can have so many different
It,
avenues,
there's too many. There's
but it's
so
not
many
so
levels.
dirty,
Right,
and
right,
it's
right,
not
right.
so like everybody had like
And it's
I
not
met
so
a lot of
clean.
gentlemen. I met a lot of gentlemen that had foot fetishes.
Oh
And
yeah,
when I met my first one, I was kind of like, Only because not that I don't think I have pretty feet. I got some big old flat Flintstone feet. But bitch, if you like them, go ahead, massage
Hey,
them all you want.
I know
If
that's
you want to
right.
pay for my
Right?
pedicure,
Because
I'll pick a
my
color.
feet are
You
not
can pick
cute.
the color. I'm with it. I
Hey,
said
I mean,
people, the
everybody
guys
has
that foot
their thing.
fetishes give you the best fucking massages.
Look, I teach it all. I teach it all. I teach it all. I teach it all.
That's great.
Your gift is your willing to be there, your willingness to learn something new,
Learn.
your willingness to want to keep that connection with your partner. Now, whether it's multiple partners, that's up to you. I mean, everybody has a thing.
I feel you, guys.
I'm a numbers queen. I like the numbers. So hey,
So how
let's
many you
rotate
got?
them. Let me rotate. Let me rotate the couple in there. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Whatever floats your boat. But just knowing that you're in it to be with someone,
Right.
and you're willing to learn, whether you have a partner now or not. These skills can be learned now to be used later.
Right. And you're not too old.
Oh
They say
gosh,
you can't teach
no.
an old dog new tricks. You fucking
The,
can.
the only time you're too old is if you are no longer breathing. Okay, that's the only time you're too.
Look, look. When I was doing them parties, and this when I tell you, so when I was doing those parties, I had got contracted. I don't know. I ended up getting into the church realm
Oh yeah, yeah,
and doing wife and women groups.
yes,
Because
yes.
those parties we didn't, and we didn't, I didn't, and it was just for women, just
Of
so that
course,
they can be
yes.
amongst themselves and not whatever. But I always said, like, if your man is here in a different room, like, you can grab him and come shop together.
Right,
You
you
just
can
can't
shop
be
together.
here while
Just
I'm talking about the product.
exactly,
But when
exactly.
I went, it was out south. I can't remember when, and it was at a
Mhm.
church. I don't think it was a Baptist church. I don't know. It was at a church,
Yeah,
and I was already like, I mean, I was in the church. It's one thing if I do at somebody's house and I know the church people,
right,
but I
right, right.
was actually in the church. I said,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm doing a
I'm a
good
pastor's
thing.
kid. I grew up in the church, and so it's like doing the women's devotional. It's 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 normal. It's natural. I mean, they have sex too. You know.
Wait, so when is somebody at my door? Oh, this. Hold on, 1 minute.
Okay.
People done popped up on me. Sorry, y'all. It's my baby. Oh,
So while we're waiting for Jess to get back, everybody, make sure you guys are tuning
sorry.
in
My
and
friend done put
subscribing.
up.
Subscribe.
She done popped up on me, and I usually don't lock my door, but since we was having this conversation, I said I'm gonna lock this door before somebody pull up in my snatch you. Before somebody pull up and snatch me. Thank you for coming. There's Vizzies in the refrigerator. But so go back to my story. So when I was doing these
Yeah.
parties, I saw there's this old lady coming, that motherfucker with her little cane, right? And I'm just like, okay, like I sat there like, what the fuck am I gonna sell this lady? This motherfucker
Mm.
walked out with 2 bags and a
I
vibrator.
love it. I love it. I
And
love
I
it. I love it.
said, okay, so I'm trying to like, cause like my face is my expression. So I'm
Yes.
trying to like fix my face while she's buying all of this shit, right? And I was just like, and I go, you know what? I'm like, I am gonna be so inappropriate right now, but I need to ask your age. Because black
Right.
don't crack, so I can't guess your age. And she said, honey, I am 86 years old. My husband then passed away 5 years ago, but I still got needs. And I ain't trying
Hey,
to be somebody's nurse or nobody's purse. So I still got things to take care of. And I said,
I love it. I love it.
and then
That's how I want to be.
at 86,
Hey,
I
look,
want to be doing this shit
I'm trying to
too.
tell you, if my stuff's still working, it's gonna be used. Okay, whether it's by me,
Look, I don't care if you gotta grab my nipple and it's by my ankle,
I
but
know,
you gotta grab that nipple. You feel me?
that's what I'm talking about.
Babe, my nipple's in my back pocket.
Look,
You need to grab it today.
let
It's
me
back
get it
there.
in
It
here.
got on it got on my way, so I had to tick it. I had to stuff it back there. You feel me? Like, nope,
Ah,
you better.
whew, nothing wrong with
So
that.
ever
Hey,
since I met that lady, and ever since I did that,
uh-huh.
I was like, it's like she gave me hope or something. Like
Look,
he
it's
made
like
me, he made me walk out that motherfucker like proud and shit. Like I walked out with my chest puffed out, and they wasn't even my toys. I
It
said,
wasn't even my toy, right?
I was so elated for her.
Yes, yes. I mean,
You
because
know,
there's so many people that, as we age, we
in the fridge. Oh, those are shots
forget
I heard.
that we have to keep
Oh,
our bodies healthy. And being healthy is not just exercising things. I mean, it's a mental being keeping healthy.
oh
And
yeah.
if your sexual prowess is not as active as it once was,
And
that
that
that's
happened.
a mental thing. I mean, that's like, if someone took that part of me, I would not know what to do with myself because I am that sexual energy.
I'd
Um,
have been depressed.
I it, it's a mental thing.
It
It's like
is.
I need that. I need to have my partners. I need to have these people around me. And if I couldn't, oh my god, I wouldn't. I would really not know what to do with myself.
Look, so that was part of why I didn't believe in long distance relationships before. Because I
Okay,
go a month and I'm a grouchy. My kids will be like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, and then I'll be like,
Mama need a little dick.
"I know what's wrong with me, but I can't do nothing about it right now." So I was just like, so that was but like in my situation right now, I'm up
Yeah,
for the challenge.
right, right,
You
right,
know,
right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, when I first decided my first encounter where I wanted to have a long distance relationship, it was scary, but it was scary in the sense that the person I was interested in was like states away, not just, I couldn't just drive a couple hours and be there,
right?
So it's like, okay, it's a little bit more different because I really never dated anybody that lived in my area. So it's like it was always a 3 or more hour distance you had to be from me in order for me to date you. I've
Really?
always been that way. But longer than that, I was just like, ooh, I don't know. How is it going to work? Like, yes, I know they're going to have other partners, but how will I feel if I come into town and then they're not available for me? I don't know how I'll feel about
Right.
that. So it's like so many things that I had personally had to think about. And when he started coming to visit me, I was just like, I don't know, because because like when my closer friends are in town, you better be calling to make sure I know you coming because this has got something planned because I don't want to give somebody else's time up just because you came into town, you know.
Right.
So I'm
But
just
I
like,
mean, but there's the communication where you already know
right, but see,
what lane you're in.
sometimes people like to just show up unannounced,
Oh
and
no.
that was when I had to learn that a hard no was a hard no. So that was like my thing. It's like, you cannot just show up
Right.
just to show up. I mean, I know it sounds great, you want to surprise somebody, but I don't like surprises.
Mhm.
It's like,
Right.
you gonna have to tell me when you're
You
coming.
got to know what lane you in, because if you not the main or the only
Woo!
one, you can't pull up on nobody.
Honey, look,
And if you pull up on somebody and you have a surprise,
my
you
guy
can't even
now,
be mad.
my senior guy now, he's like, he tells me all the time, he says, look, you get these new Scooby snacks, he says, and they're fun for you to play with. That's great.
The
But
Scooby.
they need to know their lane. He says, and some of them are coming in like raw, like, well, I'm ruling roost. He says, they gonna get their feelings hurt if you don't keep them in check,
Right. And but I think that's an important thing for everybody,
Right. Well,
regardless of whatever.
regardless.
If you want to have one partner, 10
Yes.
partners, you
Yes.
just have to make sure that you know what lane they're in
But see,
and they know what lane they're in.
that was my thing. That was my starting out error because I knew their lane, but see, I didn't make sure that they knew theirs. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? So I was just like, oh no, they're fine, they're fine, they're fine. And he's like, oh, I'm telling you, this is the problem. He says, I know men. I'm telling you, if you let them think they're in control, they're gonna think they're in control, and then they're gonna get their feelings hurt. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, well. So then it became a point where the new ones would be like, but I thought you were mistress. And it's like, look, I'm your mistress. He's a whole nother difference. He a whole nother caliber. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like it's only one person that I give my submission to.
Right.
Everybody else, nah. Y'all ain't made that mark yet.
So that he know his lane.
Oh, they know now. They know
And now
now.
they do.
Oh, now they and because now it's like if you want to be in my energy, you have to follow the rules. If you can't do that, then I don't do brats at all. I have a low tolerance for people who can't follow rules. So if you can't do that, then you can't play. So that's the
And
bottom
the
line.
mistress has spoken, honey.
That's all. That's it. That's all. Because I believe in keeping my drama level down. I don't do drama. So if you gonna bring that kind of energy, you got to go. You know.
Right. And be
But if
like,
you
there's
gonna
other
fall in line,
people. There's other
hey,
people, honey. There's other people. You don't want to fall in
there's a
line.
whole lot. There's a whole lot of others, and they want. But and my rules are very simple. I mean, I try not to make things complicated. It's like if as long as you don't bring any bad drama to me, I'm cool. I can deal with you. We can fit you in somewhere. But that's just the nature of the beast. But I know a lot of people are like, "Dang, how many guys she's sleeping with?" No, my number is low. I don't give my energy to everybody, but I spend time with a lot of people. You know,
Right.
so
Well, you got to find the right, how would you say, the energy. So, Jess, what lane you're in?
yeah, Jess. Well,
I only have one boo, and that's you, honey. So there's only one lane.
I love it. I love it.
That's
I love
it.
it. She's like, that's it. I got one.
We got one. I got one lane. You got one lane. That's it.
Hey, hey,
Go this way. Go
know
that
that
way. And that's it.
you both know where y'all headed.
And if you didn't know, you know it tonight. We
Okay.
got one lane. That lane is Jessica. Se acabó.
She's like, that's it. That's it. That's
That's
all.
it.
Ain't
That's the
nobody
only
else
thing
gonna
you
say.
got in your repertoire.
Okay.
Let me find out.
They better be cleaning their closets out.
Better- My lane went and pushed the other motherfucking lanes out the way. That's it. Nope.
I ain't mad.
I ain't playing that shit. Like so, because like when before
Mhm.
I got into a relationship, you have to be in that same headspace. You know what?
Of
If you were
course.
messing with somebody or you're talking to somebody,
Okay.
you know, as a woman or even as a man, like okay, this person might have potential to be
Yeah,
something,
long term. Yes. Yeah.
or he's just
Yeah. For the
2
moment.
a.m. phone call,
Yep. Just for the moment.
or
Right.
that's the person that I like to go have dinner with, and that's it.
Exactly. Exactly.
And as long as there's an understanding with whatever lane we get put in,
Oh, of course, of course.
you
I mean, and that's
know,
how I feel about the gentleman that I associate myself with. In the beginning, it was that conversation about, hey, what is it that you're expecting of me? Because
right.
I know what I want, but I need to know what you want. Because if it doesn't align, then we need to adjust somewhere, or it won't work. And the majority of the people that I deal with are on that platonic level. It's the person I can feel like I can go out to a club, I can chill with. He's basically my bouncer, because when you go somewhere with the guy, a lot of the other sharks don't deal with it. They don't approach. So that's my avenue. I can go out, I can have fun without being
See, I'm
harassed.
the reverse.
You know.
So I'm the reverse. So I try to tell my dude when we went out dancing, I try to tell him like when I'm out with my girlfriends or whatever, I don't get approached. Very seldomly will I get approached.
Whew,
They don't. And
really?
then, but like when I was with him, they didn't approach me, but like a lot of them look.
Look, right, right,
They
right, right, right,
look,
right. Yeah, yeah.
and then like they wait until like everybody's fucked up and then they want to say something. It's
Well,
like
of
you don't
course,
stared at me all night.
of
You couldn't
course.
even buy me a drink. Like, no, 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 no. But then I go out with him and then like you see them like looking heavy. And
Yep.
it's just like, okay, when I'm out with my girlfriends, they do not do
They
that.
do not do this. This
They
is not the
don't.
normal.
I swear to God, I'm like, they don't. But now it's just like, oh, she's with somebody, or
See, I get a lot of guys that come up and we're like, okay, so where your man at?
right. And I think that's just their opening.
Right. And I'm just like, well, if you
How
don't,
about you say hello? My name is whatever the fuck.
right, yeah, it's like
And
introduce
are
yourself.
you spoken for
What
or
was a
some
normal
shit? Like
conversation?
conversations.
Can we do that?
Men that are single that are out there looking like approach a woman.
Yes.
Simple.
So you're right. I think they make it a little bit too complicated, or they don't know how to do it, but they're gonna see what happens.
Like
And
just introduce yourself and say, "Hey, my name is such and such. I thought you're beautiful. Let me buy you a drink."
yes, And not this, oh, dang, you got a fat ass, or oh, oh, you wearing that dress, girl. I mean, it's like, oh God. Oh God, here we go.
Like that's what my girlfriend just told me. So you one of my girlfriends, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. I'm just like, oh, I
don't
didn't
do
even
it.
have time,
Or
honestly.
they try to get in your ear and try to tell you all the things that they're gonna do to you. And it's just like, bitch, I didn't even give you my name.
Right.
What?
I love it. I love because I try to keep some of these things so I can, write about them hopefully in my future book, because I'm just
If you
like,
need any quotes.
oh my gosh. I mean, because people in general are just hilarious. It's like they either do too little or do too much.
Yeah.
It's like it's a rarity that there's just that happy medium, But I find it interesting when we go out to clubs and things, and somebody is interested because you get that eye stock all the time, like they're just watching you, and it's like, okay, either I'm gonna make the effort and I'm gonna go up to them and speak, or I'm just gonna be like, okay, I'm just gonna make them work for it
Or
because
it's not even the energy that you're putting out there. You know what I
right,
mean? Like,
right,
like if I go out and I'm having like, let's say, drinks and dinner with my girlfriend,
mm-hmm.
we're all in our own little
Right,
world.
yes,
And that happens a lot. Like if we go out and we're sitting there, we're talking, we're catching up, we're drinking, we're all in our own little world. We're not sitting there like trying to bat
right,
your
right.
eyes at nobody.
We're wallflowers, like no,
Right. Like no, I'm like,
no,
I'll
no.
be on the dance floor dancing by myself.
Well, but half the time when we go out with our female friends, we're not even on that energy of looking for anybody. It's like we're just going out to just the
Not
kind of
at this point. In my 20s,
right.
maybe.
Ugh,
But now in my 40s, we're not like, where are the guys at? We're like, we
yeah,
got some
no,
cheap drinks and some good food. You feel
no.
me?
I
Like
just want to look, yeah, food, drinks, and good. Especially if they have to have
good
good
music.
music. Yeah, they
Uh,
have good music.
salute to that. Some good
I,
music.
that's what I said. Whew, I'm getting very seasoned because my energy has changed. It really
It
has.
does. I
You know,
think after a certain point,
we've done most of everything that we're gonna do while we're out there. So it's like
right.
I'm not looking to pick up an individual that isn't on about anything of importance. It's
Mhm.
like I need them to have something going for themselves at this point. So it's like,
Yes.
I
Yes.
mean, nothing wrong with growing, nothing wrong with that. But
No.
if you're under 30, you have the right to be still
Right.
fighting your way. But if you're over 30, 35, you should be trying to figure that shit out by now.
Right.
I mean, so,
Or
but that's
and
just
then
my
and then if you
personal.
have an ankle bracelet,
I'm not a jewelry person, really. Okay.
not Julia, you should not have an
we,
ankle bracelet, sir.
we,
And I'm not trying to judge, but I am a little bit. In case he's watching, like,
in
bitch.
case he's watching. In case he's watching.
No, this was a while ago, and I was just like that online dating shit.
Oh
And
God.
I swear to God, I'm gonna write a book one day.
Yeah.
But it was
Right.
just like, it's like, we got to the FaceTiming, right? I'm like, okay, he seemed like he got a little knowledge, but I'm
Okay.
trying to find out, like, what do you do? What's your job?
Yes.
And then he like kind of like went down, and I was like, he put it down his leg, and I'm just like, oh God, he's trying to show
Yeah.
me his penis. And I
Right.
was just like, and I was like, what are you trying to show me? And then he was just like, and then he put it on his ankle, and I said, what? And then he's like, yeah, so when you gonna come and visit me? Never.
Never. Never.
Like, I'm in my 40s, and you think that bitch, I'm supposed to come and see you?
Yeah. Well, that's almost similar to a situation I had too, where it was like this person, just I like to write. So when people come on DM me and things like that, I'm just like, okay, cool, I'll talk chit chat with you. And then was like, I like to actually physically write letters to people, like all up with the stamp. I'm old school, all that. I like to do that. That's my kink. Okay, so when he was giving me the address, girl, why was it for the correctional center? I was just like,
You got your pen pal.
how are you
You
online
wanted a
with
pen
me
pal
right now?
for real.
How are you online with me?
We
Like,
didn't do that when we were younger. I think we did that. We were like the teen angel. They had that where you can write.
yeah,
Because I thought I was a chola before, you know what I'm saying? So like we used to write cholos in jail in Cali and stuff. They used to send you all these little pictures.
Picture.
Oh my god, that's old
Oh
school.
yeah, I feel like whew, I just aged myself.
I have a thing for guys that went to jail.
Right?
Like
Oh
my
my
girl used to be like, "It's fell in love, not fell in love." I'm like, whatever. Like we went. Remember when we went to Mardi Gras last year or this year, earlier this year,
god. Okay.
and I we got an Airbnb, beautiful Airbnb, and then we went walking to the liquor store, not knowing that 3 blocks away was the jail. Like
Oh
you know,
wow.
we have Cook
Okay. Right.
County,
Right. Right.
so I'm like, is that the jail? I'm like, oh shit. So then I was walking with my girlfriend and her husband, and I was like, okay, guys. So the truth is, I came to break him out. I came to pick up my
Ah,
boyfriend. They
yeah.
looked at me. I'm like,
I
I'm
gotta
just
keep my
joking.
eye on
I'm
her.
joking. I'm joking. I was like, Jesus. I'm like, they're like, yeah. I'm like, it's almost truthful. Then I told her, she came later. I was just like, so what happened was, she's like, shut the fuck
Right.
up.
We just picked up some extra baggage. No problem. No problem.
This is extra fun. No strings
We're all
attached.
good. We're all adults here, right?
Right. Oh my God. So, like, how many do you do classes like every month or every other month?
Since we've gotten out of the pandemic, we're in 23. We'll be hopefully doing them once a quarter.
Okay.
That's for group classes. Individuals, it's on an as needed basis. We book as we have time for that. So
Oh, that's good.
yeah.
Because I seen you at the shows and you have your display.
Yes, I'm always vending, and I do have different toys I like to highlight for each event. But most of the time, most of my things are online.
Yeah.
And if you
Y'all
don't,
gotta go
if
check
you
out that
go to
website.
the website and you don't find something that you're looking for, please direct message me, because a lot of things are not as asked for. So I don't really put them on the site.
Okay.
But if you
You can
want
get it.
something specific,
She can get it.
I can get a whole lot of things. I can get a whole lot of things. So
But I
yeah,
think
definitely.
toys don't have a stigma. Like I think some men think
Hmm.
like, oh, you want to bring them toys in the bedroom, like this ain't good enough for you,
Right.
and it's just like no.
When
Like, don't you want your meat with a little salt and pepper?
right, it's like if we can enhance what we have, let's
Oh,
enhance it. You
enhancement.
know, um, because I don't care what anybody says. A toy can't keep you warm. It
True.
can't hold you. And, I mean, even when people are like, "Oh, well, there's the new AI dolls and all that stuff." Okay, yeah, that's great, but they don't move like that right now. They still don't hold you. They
Right.
don't. They hold a
You can't whisper into my ear.
high conversation, but it's
That's just
specific.
weird. That's like iRobot shit. Like
Right. I mean, it's kind of cool in a sense, but when it comes to human contact, I don't care what anybody says. We
we're
all
made for
need it.
humans.
We all need it. I don't care if it's just somebody to hold your hand. It's that physical touch. It keeps our hearts beating. You
Right.
know. So yeah, that's my little soapbox. But yes, classes. We do classes. We do classes. Our first class.
It is the healing touch. My girlfriend said it's
Yes,
the healing
yes,
touch. Yes, it
hey,
is. It
so
does. It can change. So, like a gesture of
oh
just even having somebody like grab you on your shoulders,
yes,
rub
yeah,
your feet, caress your back.
press your back.
You
I mean,
know,
those little neck kisses are. I mean, though. Oh my God, I swear for goodness,
yeah,
that was
neck kisses that don't turn into hickeys
right.
are
Yeah, yeah.
great.
No, no hickeys. No, that's a no. No, we are too seasoned for that.
And I'm light skinned over here. Okay, they
No,
show up.
no. Oh my gosh, but seriously though, I mean, those types of touches are they can lower your heartbeat. They can lower your blood
Your
pressure. I mean,
stress level.
it is amazing what that comfort does to somebody.
Mhm.
It's a beautiful
And
thing.
then if you want to grab a booby on the way to across
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. I'll have a lot of rolls that can be buttered. So come on, bring
okay,
it.
and caress my fupa
I like it.
and the roll on
Like,
top of
I
it.
like it. It's like the little things. Like I have big arms, but I love my little roll here. Oh, I
Mhm.
love it when he holds that. I mean, it's just like,
He said,
I
"I'll
mean,
hold this
because
for
I'm
you,
like,
piece of me."
it's just like a little, but
Right,
that,
but a lot of it is confidence
yes,
and love for
yes,
yourself as a woman or a
yes,
man.
or a man, or a man,
Woman. I was
you know,
I generate more towards women, but I mean I've come to realize that men are also self conscious
oh,
because I've
yes,
been around where I'm like I'm a big motherfucker. I don't know, you can leave the lights on, spotlight. I don't give a fuck.
hey,
Like I'm good with myself.
yes,
And then the man will turn off the lights, and I'm like, bitch, I want to see you. Turn the motherfucking lights on.
right, right.
And then they get like, I even want you to take your socks off. I want to see them toes.
See
They
where your
looking
feet,
spraggly.
yes,
I need
yes.
to see your heels too.
I'm not don't I'm not a touch my feet. I don't want I do not like my feet touched
Mm,
unless I'm like in the real mood, like I'm really, amped up. But I like to see feet.
right.
I like to
I
see
like to
what
see
they
all
look
of it.
like, because I know I have ugly feet. I mean, they flat like pancakes.
Right. That's what I said.
No,
Somebody love them.
but but they belong to me, so they're beautiful. You know what I mean?
All of it. I be like, I don't care. You. If you're getting with me, you
Right.
gotta be with all of me.
Yeah, because I mean I'm a package.
With my little fucking chin hair. Oh my god! So I went on my beautiful weekend. Right. I get home. So he left on Monday. So Tuesday, I'm sitting at the table and I'm like, oh my god, what is this? I had a fucking whisker, and I told him like, did you not see
You
my
didn't say
whisker?
anything.
Right. And then I found another one like on the side of my neck that was like an inch long. He's like, woman, I ain't paying attention to that shit.
Okay. Hey, I'm not mad. He was otherwise engaged. No, no.
Right. And I was like, you gotta tell me when I got a beard though, babe. You can I don't wanna be out here looking like a man woman.
No, no. Trust me. Trust me. He would not let you do that.
He
He would
wouldn't
not
care.
let
He
you do
wouldn't
that.
care. He was looking at other things.
You are beautiful to me, woman. I don't
He was
care.
looking at other things. No, but yeah, we have the website up, people. Um Classes, your next session is coming up in 2023.
Yes, that will be posted soon. I promise. They'll be posted up
A
soon. I just
couple
have to work out
session.
logistics. So
She does individual sessions too. Just gotta contact her.
yes, just contact me. We'll
Don't be
schedule
stupid
that.
though.
You know,
I don't
you
want
know
her
what?
calling me, cussing me out like, girl, your people, don't say you know me. You're gonna be acting stupid.
I will ask people when they call, how'd you hear about me? So they say they heard about it from Jess. I'm like, that damn Jess.
You're gonna cuss me out. I'm gonna cuss you out. No.
I love it. I love it. But no, please be aware that when you do contact me, though, all appointments are confidential. I'm a strict believer in keeping the confidences of my clients. And unless you want to be advertised, unless you want to be a spokesperson or part of our promotional aspects, nobody knows you're my client until you tell them. So that's
Your
the
secret is
I
safe
figured.
for her. It's like Vegas, baby. What happens over there stays over
Hey, but we have fun. We have fun,
there. Just like
especially
Vegas.
if you to have your appointment here in the layer here. We have
So the layer. So when I was looking through your stuff, because you know I got to be nosy, I said, "Oh, she got a layer."
yes, yes. I do open my home for special occasions to some clientele. Um, so we have my swings, my poles, all those things that people can learn to utilize. So that
Do you host birthday
I
parties?
do, I do, I do. I do, and I also have some entertainer friends that also come to parties as well. So if you are into exotic dancers, male or female, I do have connections for those as well. So it just depends on what you want. You just have to let me know.
Look, when you say mistress to the full extent,
I really mean
okay,
it. I really
birthday
mean it.
parties.
I
My
do
birthday's in
lifestyle.
February, y'all.
I do all kinds of things. So contact me. Contact me. Let's have that conversation. What you
Well,
need, I can help you with.
any other parting words that you'd like to share with the peoples?
You know, always, 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 always keep your sandbox ready to play in.
Ooh wee.
Whether it's personal hygiene or your play area. So
Right.
always be ready. Be ready. You don't have to get ready.
Right. What do they say? If you stay ready, you ain't gotta
Stay
be
ready. You
ready.
gotta have to get ready. So Yes, it's important to take care of yourself, whether it is your energy that you're inviting in or your energy that you're giving out. So,
Right. I agree. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much
well, thank you for
for
having me.
coming
I
on
had
the show.
a fun.
I'm glad that you did. I hopefully we shared some information, some useful information.
I
You
know,
guys
right?
hit up her website. You guys are gonna want to check out some of them products.
products, products.
I know I have a few marked off that I'm gonna be sending over to the day. Like, what do you think about this one? But yes, thank you so much for tuning in and coming on the show. I'm pretty sure we'll have you back next year sometime.
Yay,
Have more
yes, yes,
stories to
yes, yes.
share.
Right. Hey, and I'll have to have you here too. So we'll have to do that.
Hey, hey, I'm all for that. I know, right? Oh my God.
That'll be
But thank
fun.
you again for coming on the show, okay?
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Mistress.
Bye.
Everybody else, thank y'all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show. Um, Information, good information. Check out her website, y'all. Contact her for those group couples to get, spice it up a little bit. Sometimes you don't gotta just use salt and pepper. Sometimes you can use seasoning salt or some steak seasoning. I don't know. But hopefully, I mean, the next show, I'm gonna have a 3 week break in between with all the holiday stuff and the New Year stuff, and then my oldest one is turning 17 next week. I am gonna have a fucking 17-year-old. That is fucking blowing my mind. But the next show is going to be January 11th. So you guys got a little break from me. Hopefully you guys enjoy your holidays, enjoy your new year. I just wanted to put this show out here so you guys can either leave 2022 with a bang or you start 2023 with a bang. You feel me? So thank y'all for tuning in. Like the post or the show, share the show. Thank y'all. I enjoyed y'all. Another year out. I love y'all. We out. I should have done you on the show.